Roxy, what are you whooping at? Sit. Woof. Today we're going to be building a pull-up bar. I'm feeling really sore from a marathon I ran yesterday.
Woohoo! Go Coley!
But also I want to talk about a couple things about my philosophy of training, because I've trained for a lot of different things over the years. Just finished, oopsies. I finished the entire marathon training plan yesterday, but I've also trained in the bodybuilding capacity. I've trained in a functional fitness capacity when I was in the Marine Corps, and now I'm going back towards that approach. And I'll tell you a little bit about why. Ow! Ouchie! Oh yeah, jury summons. Thanks, government. Oh man, we still got the tires out. Going in public. Gotta stay strapped. But on a serious note, good guys don't get to decide when bad things happen. That's the bad guy's job. It's our job to be ready for it. All right, let's go. My training philosophy has changed a lot over the years. In the Marine Corps, we did a lot of just functional fitness. There was a big push when I was in, when they're creating the IMC, which is the revamped infantry course as you join the Marine Corps. There was a big push on creating what's called like combat athletes. So instead of treating, they realized that all athletic ability and athletic skill translates directly to your effectiveness in combat. So they trained us like athletes. We did, this is what we want, right? I think so. Yes, this is what we want.
Oh, those are 19 apiece then.
Oh, what? Oh, here's the 10-footers that I was looking all over the freaking store for. Jeez Louise. I'm walking on marathon legs, laps around this place looking for this. Anyways, the combat athlete program was all based on functional fitness. So a lot of body weight exercises, a little bit of weights here and there. So a fitness event wouldn't necessarily be us going to the gym and doing bench press. What it would look like is a Murph where we put on our vests or plate carriers and then do pull-ups, push-ups, and a run. And then go right into a weighted ruck. So we'd throw 60, 80, 100 pounds on our back and go into a long ruck march to simulate just the exertion and exhaustion that you can get from combat. And that got me into very good shape. I wasn't doing any fitness tracking with Garmin or anything else at the time. So I have no idea what my metrics were as far as like VO2 max or anything like that. What I do know is that I was able to score 300s, which is the max score on the fitness tests before I got out. And the most relatable thing I can bring that back to nowadays is I knew that I ran just over a 20-minute 3 mile, which is a lot faster than I can run now. Looks like they're pretty flat. With bodybuilding training, I was able to put on a lot of strength, a lot of size, but I became a much less fit individual because I wasn't incorporating any cardio or functional fitness, as you might put it. Since my bodybuilding, I guess, season of my life, I took a long hiatus from training. I got a job that required a lot more from me, which meant I got a lot more focused on that and just let my fitness go there too. As a prepared citizen, and really just as a man in general, I believe that, actually I know that, fitness plays an integral role in who we are and how we show up in our career, for our families, in every aspect of our life. So most recently, what I started doing, because it was the thing I hated the most, is got into running. All right, let's go home. We've got some serious tornado weather that's popping up here, and we just got hit last week with some major tornadoes here in the Omaha area, so we're not going to be spending the time outside building the pull-up bar, but I still wanted to go over where I've come from with fitness, and more importantly, where I'm going. So if you're wondering how it might feel the day after your first marathon, what I'd probably equate it to is it's similar to like just a heavy leg day 2 days later. It's probably about twice as bad as when I was really training heavy. And then I just got a little bit more joint pain. So I've been blessed that my knees did not have any issues during the race. My hips held up well, but man, everything is just so tight now. Getting the camera down here and then going up for the whiteboard, not fun. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm hoping we can use the bow press for the whiteboard, and sure enough we can. So when we're talking about training philosophy or trying to program any of our workouts for fitness or a specific goal, the most important thing is identifying what we're working towards. So for the past 4 months for me, I've been working towards a marathon, which that training should look very different than if I was training for a powerlifting meet where I'm trying to lift as much as humanly possible in the bench press, the deadlift, and the squat. Or even if you want to train to look a certain way with bodybuilding. I currently don't want to train for any of those things. I will be training for the most broad thing possible, which is fitness. Because to me, what fitness is how much my body can be used for utility, how fit I am to complete work. So that encompasses strength. And there's a lot of ways to train for strength. In the past, I have experience with bodybuilding, but the problem with that is if I go the same route I did before, what I would lose is endurance or cardio. See, the problem with both of these things is if you run to one extreme, even if you get really strong training in a powerlifting or bodybuilding style and you don't have any endurance, you are by definition less fit. And in the same way, when my goal is to make my body a tool, one that can have utility, to turn my body into a weapon. If all I do is train cardio like I've done for the last 4 months, just running, getting the miles in, I'm gonna get pretty dang good at going far and probably even get pretty fast. But the problem is, if I don't have any strength, I won't have the capacity to do the work that might be necessary. So on the long-term time horizon, this is the goal, having fitness or the capacity to do work, whether that be endurance or strength. I don't want to be really great at either of them. What I'm hoping to is be pretty dang good at both of them. This will be a better picture of what I mean. So over the long time horizon, what we're hoping to do is have a perfectly balanced ability in both endurance and in strength. See, the problem is, in reality, what my training has actually looked like, it's weighted heavily towards the endurance side. So in that long-term time horizon that I'm talking about, with strength and endurance, in the last 4 months, I've greatly increased my endurance from baseline. On that side of strength, from baseline, I've probably either maintained or realistically, I was going to the gym maybe once a week. I've probably declined, which is why in my next training block, I will not ignore my endurance training. I will not neglect it, but I'm going to weight the scales towards the side of strength so that over the long haul, my strength will increase from our baseline and my endurance will remain well above my history and hopefully incrementally increase to where I'm not quite making the same gains as I was training for a marathon. And over the 3 to 5 year picture, what we'll have is this battle between strength and endurance to where we can go back and forth. A little less strength, a lot more endurance, a lot more strength, maybe lost some endurance. Really no focus on strength, lots of endurance. And in that 3 to 5 year picture, what we've done is dramatically improve both of our positions, even though we are not simultaneously equally focused on them. So in this 3 to 5 year picture, I'm hoping to dramatically increase both of my abilities, but in this next training block, I need to make up for what I've lost in my strength. Thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. If you have, please leave it a like and a comment. That's really gonna help as I document my progress over the next 1.5 years as we're really working through the strength and endurance block. I'm really looking forward to sharing it with you guys.